you guys, it's Michelle. I have missed you guys. It's only been about a week, but I feel like it's been a lot longer. I just wanted to do this video for you guys. It came into my head this morning and I just felt inspired to do it. But before we get started, let's talk about a couple things. Number one, I am breaking out like a 15-year-old girl. Yes, I am 30 in a couple of weeks, but I break out. I have had the most insane breakouts, so hopefully you can't see it because of the makeup. And then second of all, I really think this is like the first time I have filmed a video with straight hair in like 6 months. I'm not even joking. I finally got a haircut the other day and the girl thinned it, she trimmed it, and it just, I seriously lost like 5 pounds. If you follow me on Facebook and you saw the picture, I was just like, I lost 5 pounds from my hair. Not just because I haven't been eating. I just lost it because I cut my hair, and it was on Valentine's Day and I got like a facial massage, a scalp massage. It was amazing, a very needed treat. So it was an amazing Valentine's Day. I hope you guys all had a wonderful Valentine's Day as well. Anyway, straight to the video. I have some parenting tips that nobody tells you. I have these tips because these are things that I feel like I learned after I've had kids. And you always hear the same parenting tips over and over and over again before you have a child, you know, like this is what you have to do to get your kid to sleep through the night. This is what you have to do if you want to discipline your child, or this is what you have to do if you want to potty train, or blah, 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 blah. There's all these tips that people tell you over and over and over again. Well, here are the tips that I came up with that I think everybody should tell people who are going to have a child because these are things that I learned after the fact. So let's get started. Let's get started. Don't know what I'm doing. I'm kind of hyper. Okay, let's get going. This first one, you guys, every child is different. I hate, what kind of voice was that? It sounded like a walrus or something. I strongly dislike, hate is not a good word. I very strongly dislike when everybody just puts every child into a box, a mold. Every child, this is how you get your, you know, you see those friends on Facebook or something, help, my baby's not sleeping through the night, what do I do? And then you get like 37 comments. Oh, this is what I did, it works every time, blah, 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 blah. Which is great, right? People are trying to help. But what really bothers me when I see that is they're trying to put every child into a mold. Well, duh, all you have to do to get your kid to sleep through the night is let them cry for 8 hours. They'll fall asleep. But no child is the exact same. So when other people are telling you all these things, don't feel like you're doing something wrong or doing exactly what they do will get your child to sleep, because your child is so different than everybody else's child. Your child's temperament, personality, everything is so different. And yeah, it's great to get advice from people and to try to do those things, but don't feel pressured if what worked for your friend or for you know, somebody else doesn't work for you. Okay, this next one is don't be afraid to say yes to your children. Life is short, and sometimes I feel like we stress ourselves out way too much trying to live up to expectations of what we think we have to be doing as moms. One thing, this is like something I learned from personal experience. Will was not a great sleeper, and I felt so like I was the worst. I had failed as a parent because he wasn't sleeping through the night. He wouldn't sleep for long periods of time. He just wanted to be with mommy all the time and blah, 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 blah. And then I came to find out as, you know, he grew up and as and as Max came along, that it's okay sometimes to just say, you know what, who cares? Like, I wanted Will to go to sleep at 9:00 p.m. and, you know, sometimes he wasn't tired, and I would just get so frustrated because I would keep trying and trying and trying, put him in bed, put him in bed, put him in bed, put him in bed. And I would just be so exhausted, whereas some nights now, if he doesn't want to go to bed, we just hang out for 10, 15 more minutes and then he's ready and then he goes to bed. And I do the same with Max. I put him in his crib, and if he cries for like more than 5 minutes, I'm like, oh, then he's not ready. I bring him back out for 5 more minutes. We just cuddle, we, you know, watch the news or whatever, and then I put him back to sleep and he goes back to sleep. So sometimes it's okay to say yes. Life is too short to just stress yourself out and just say, you know, and I mean, of course there are exceptions, you know, if you're trying to set a routine or something, that's different. But I'm just saying once in a while, it's okay to just say, you know what, who cares? I'm not even gonna stress myself out. I do this sometimes with my children when, you know, it's been a rough day and we're like out and about and they're misbehaving and they're just like running around. I just let them run. I just get too lazy. I just get so exhausted and I just don't have the energy to fight. So sometimes it's okay to just let it go. The next tip that I feel like more people need to share is that everyone has been self-conscious at one point or another as a parent. All of us were not born with every intuition possible to be a perfect parent for our children. Nobody, I don't care, you just say anyone, nobody was born a parent. So that means nobody knows how to be a parent the second they're born. And that means that the second they become a parent, they don't know how to do everything. So don't ever feel kind of self-conscious, like, I don't know what I'm doing, how come everybody else knows? Don't worry, everybody has gone through that at some point in their life. And it may seem at, certain points, how come they know so much more? It's because they've had more experience or whatever, but nobody was just like given that, like amazing, like I can do everything. People have to learn, and you have to learn, and people learn at different rates. So it's okay to feel self-conscious about, I can't do everything as amazing as this person or that person. It's okay. This next one is huge. Nobody's life is perfect 100% of the time. And I want to say like / nobody's house is perfect 100% of the time. I know we get so caught up in, we see on social media how perfect the people that we know are with their perfectly decorated home, that's always clean, or we see, they do this activity and they're working out for 5 hours, and then they have a perfectly healthy meal and their kids are reading all day long. We just see all of these crazy things, right? But the truth is that nobody's life is perfect 100% of the time. And so what you see from the outside is not exactly how everything is on the inside. Everybody is given some sort of trial. Everybody has their issues. Some are more apparent than others, but just feel more confident in knowing that if you see other mothers out there that just seem so perfect, it may not be the case all the time. So yes, everybody's trying their best, and you just need to think about that. Like if you feel overwhelmed because you feel like your house is always messy, or you feel overwhelmed because you feel like you're not feeding your kids perfectly, then don't be afraid, because everybody has their imperfections. So nobody's perfect 100% of the time. 2 more tips. The second to last one is don't get so caught up in parenting that you don't parent. And what I mean by that is don't get so caught up in, like researching and just reading all these books, reading all these websites of what you're supposed to exactly be doing. This is exactly how you're supposed to do it. That you just, don't step back and think, okay, how can I just do this? Because a lot of the time I feel like we know more than the books can tell us. We know our children, we know them in and out. We know them, since they were in our womb. A lot of the time, you are so much more familiar with your child than you imagine, than you can actually believe. And yes, it is great to search out books and, advice. I'm not saying that that's bad, but just don't get so caught up in it. You are worried about what the books tell you to do, that you're not just doing what you naturally know to be good for your child, if that makes sense. Because I feel like a lot of the time, we just naturally have that, motherly intuition of what we're supposed to do. I seriously, you guys, I can't even tell you how hard I pray sometimes. I pray to God and I just ask him, like, I'm like, I throw my hands up in the air. I don't even know what to do anymore with this situation. Like, how can I get more rest? How can my kids sleep better? How can they eat better? How can they behave better? I just get so caught up in that. And then I will pray and I will just ask him, please just guide me and help me to know, how to discipline, or how to be an example, or how to teach this principle or whatever. It really has helped me and guided me so much in my life to just call on divine power, because I need that so much sometimes, because I know that I cannot do it all by myself. This last tip is one that my husband actually thought of, and I think this is so perfect, a perfect way to end this video, and it is don't expect to ever find a normal. And what that means, when my husband said this, I was like, this is a perfect one, Brad, because you're always striving for that normal, right? Like my husband and I always say that, oh, we can't wait to get back to normal sleep again, normal routine again, but it never happens, because your child is always going to be in some sort of phase, especially when you keep adding more and more children. So when Max was born, Will was in a phase of, transitioning. And then when Will was having, we were starting to potty train and introduce it to him, then Max was teething, and we were never, ever, ever sleeping. There was never just like this perfect, like normal, or we had this perfect routine every day and nobody was in any phase. There is never a normal, so don't keep striving for it and getting upset because you're not reaching that. But just know that it will come one day, but just expect to just enjoy the moment and the phase that you are in. And some phases are good and some phases are bad, but your children are just always growing and you're both learning and trying to figure out life. So don't get so caught up in trying to get to that point, because then you'll forget like what's happening right now in the moment. Okay, I think Max is upstairs crying, so I need to go. But thanks so much for watching, and thumbs up if you guys liked this video. Also, I hit 10,000 subscribers. Oh my gosh. So I'll be doing an awesome giveaway for you guys. I cannot wait to share it with you. So please comment down below and share some parenting tips that you wish you would have known when you first became a parent. I think it'll be fun to hear from you guys. But I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for your support and all of that. I'm just amazed at what you guys say to me and how you guys support me. It's amazing. I love you all. Mwah. And we will see you guys in my next video. Bye.